Yep. Here we are, folks. Yeah, guess what? Everybody can be happy today. Your Houston Texans went down to the Jacksonville Jaguars today and kicked butt. They kicked booty. That means really, this is supposed to be. Everybody said this is going to be the AFC South leader. I don't know. It's some about the Texans have the Jacksonville Jaguars number today. And also, while man, that cute looking guy that's sitting to my right or left, depending on what way he is on the screen, Elwin Henderson, the Gilmore Mirror. Hey man, congratulations! What is your 35th year writing for the Mirror?
34th.
34. I was trying to give you another year. Okay. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Hey, before we start digging into that, that's right. As I said, everybody. Am I surprised? Yeah, I am, because I got game balls I'm gonna have to pass out, and it's gonna be to some people that nobody's expecting that I should pass it out to. But I think these guys deserve it today, because you know what? I was not this performance today. I expected other things, but before that, let's get to Mr. Ross. He's out of town because I thought I was gonna do a cameo today, but we're gonna let his commercials do the talking for us today, and then we're gonna dig into it. Again, the Houston Texans 37, the Jacksonville Jaguars 17 today. And yeah, it was just that bad, folks. It was a flat-out butt-kicking today.
Hello, I'm Ken Ross with the Ken Ross Insurance Agency. There are certain things that are important in our lives: our health, our safety, and our loved ones. With over 40 years of experience, I've seen just how important insurance can be. I value the importance of being a part of my community and being there when they need me. Insurance is important everywhere, but being here in South Texas, it is absolutely essential. From flood, home, auto, and life insurance, let the Ken Ross Agency be your agency of choice.
Folks, the Ken Ross Agency, my agency's been my agent for umpteen these many years, and he's younger than me, so I'm not sure what all that hell that means anyway. 281-235-5952. Tell him AD Moore said give him a call, and I'm sure he will work out a deal to you. Elwin, what did you think? What's your initial reactions to the Texans today? Because it's some guys stood up, and unsung guys stood up today. So what's your initial reaction?
Well, just like you, very, very pleased. Some people we weren't expecting to make an impact made an impact. And, you and I talked last week. We felt like J Stroud made major strides last week. And, man, he was threading the needle today. And, of course, as you know, now first 3 games as a starter, he has thrown the most passes without an interception for a first 3-game starter in the history of the NFL. That's very impressive. The offense got better. He's only going to get better. And we knew that defense was going to come around with DeMeco Ryans being as defensive-minded as he was.
Yeah, let me go ahead and give game balls to these guys. I'm giving game balls to the offensive line, because only 1/5 of the offensive line started the projected starters would have showed up in Jacksonville today. Titus Howard. Titus is on injury reserve. He should be ready in about another couple of weeks. Kenyon Green is out for the rest of the year. But Shaq Mason, Jared Patterson, another rookie starting at center. Kenry Green, who's only been in camp 3 weeks now? I think it's 3 weeks. I've been 3 weeks. Mention Shaq Mason. George Fant, and Josh Jones. In particular, Josh Jones. Josh Jones had to move out to tackle. He had been at guard, and I'm sitting there going like, man, if we can just keep this kid standing up today. J Stroud was not sacked at all today.
Oh.
He only had 4 quarterback hits today, ladies and gentlemen. My game ball goes to those 5 guys up front, because they, and like I said, we will berate them, we'll beat them up. when they don't answer the bell, but they answered the bell today. I'm not sure when, or what Jacksonville, but nobody. I mean, CJ Stroud basically stood back there and basically collected his thoughts, his mind, and major progress. He had made. I thought he was making progress as he was moving along. Elvin, hey man, this kid made quantum. He went quantum leaps today. He really did. And Tank Dell.
Oh man.
5 receptions, 145 yards. His longest one was 66, was 68 yards, 60, and then he had a 47 yard that CJ caught the Jacksonville Jaguars in a blitz, and he had that was Tank's touchdown. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. We kept waiting, and I know it takes time. This season is a marathon. Yeah. And it's like marinating meat. It's like when you get ready to go cook a brisket. You don't do it fast. You let it sit, you let it marinate, and finally you just let it start cooking. And now we saw the fruits of the action. But we saw that, and let me tip my hat to the defense today. Angles, there wasn't a lot of missed tackles today.
No,
they were on the angles today. Henry Toto today I think he was one of the top leading tackles today on the team. I mean, he was precise. He hit his angles. He read his keys. Cashman made one hell of an interception today. Man, there's enough to go around, and particularly when Shaq Griffin went down, and he was like the backup cornerback because Daryl Stingley Jr. is out on IR for the next 4 weeks, and so when I saw him go down, I immediately think, okay, Jacksonville's going to this spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure who, when, or what, but you know what? That's their issue. I'm not calling plays for either one. I just thought that the defense today, and let's take our hats off to Will Anderson Jr. Frank Ross, and this is what's interesting. The coaches, all the coordinators talk on Thursday. Of all the coordinators, Frank Ross had the shortest interview with all of us Thursday, Elwin. Wow. Frank came in, and I think basically he didn't make 4 minutes. Frank came in, okay, the locker room's open. Like, I didn't want to have to be here. And we sort of kidded around. Frank said a few things. Next thing you know, he was gone.
Oh, wow.
Because and what was interesting, and it was the question I had asked Frank at week 1, prior to week 1. Was this a good time to maybe start doing some things, maybe get a pump block or something? Because and I'm pretty sure that you have to catch things at the right time in the right way. Oh yeah. But that pump block for Will Anderson, basically he came free. I mean, overall, special teams, offense, and defense. And I tip my hat to Bobby Slowick today because he didn't put. To me, I thought he called a game that sort of helped the offensive line out. He didn't put those tackles out on islands by themselves today, and he didn't put them out there. He didn't call no pass plays that I thought that somebody was going to get chipped or something. So I just thought today that overall, the scheme that the Texans came out with, they got DeMeco Ryans his first NFL victory, and I'm pretty sure that plane's going to be jumping coming back from Jacksonville. And here's the crazy thing about it, Elwin. They'll park where all the Texans park at. That's right in that enclosed area. Beyonce will probably be, by the time they get back, Beyonce will probably be going on. So this is going to be interesting how they're going to be able to try to get back in, try to get it back into the NRG to get their stuff and go home. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them try to slip in there and stay into the show tonight.
Hey, with the way they played today, they might get backstage passes, buddy.
Backstage, front stage, any other stage, and by the way, word to the folks out there, I got a chance to see the stage, and this is about the closest I was going to get to seeing a Beyonce Renaissance show. I got a chance to look at the stage as they was putting it up the other day because when when Beyonce moved in the NRG, it reminded you of the NFL. When they walk in, they take over and tell you, you go this, you go that. We're the NFL. That's basically what it was like at the NRG.
I'm sure.
Thursday and the rest of and Friday because they were in town, and this is the Beehive. This is not NRG. NRG became the Beehive, and is the Beehive now. So the Texans have to go back to the Beehive to put the stuff up and everything else. So it should be interesting. Your thoughts on any other thing that just stood out to you right off the top?
Yeah. We hadn't mentioned this. You muff a kickoff, get the ball, and return it 85 yards for a touchdown.
Who was it? Well, let me see.
Our fullback.
A fullback. And here's the crazy thing about it. On Fox's halftime, they were talking about how slow the kickoff team was, and everybody said, "Hey, that was a fullback," and basically the fullback outran the coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, this was the damnedest thing that you ever saw, man. I mean,
but stop and think about this, AD. How many times have you seen this, high school, college, and NFL, when there's a muff of a kickoff?
Yeah, the timing.
It messes up the special teams running down the field, and then what do we do now? And I think that's always part of it, the shock element. But man, that kid just turned on the Jets and made them look like they were standing still out there.
And the thing about it, the safety on the kickoff team, he got sucked down into the middle around, I think down around about the 40-yard line. He saw, and then when Beck made it to the sideline, and then all of a sudden it was Beck and the kicker, and we started going like, and I'm sitting there going like, oh, I wish I had a prop bet on that one right now. Who's gonna make this tackle? Is Beck gonna run over the kicker? Is the kicker gonna take his feet out from under? No, he's just gonna run past the kicker.
Yeah,
that was the. I mean, the Texans' performance today was just sort of like they just start pulling stuff out. Whatever. I mean, they pulled it out of a grab bag. Oh, it worked today. It was working.
Yeah.
It literally was working today, and like I said, I've given the kudos to the offensive line today. I got to give kudos to the defense and to the whole defensive front today. The whole all 11 guys, and particularly, I'm giving praise to the linebackers today because they were active. They were very active today, and they were as. Let me see. What was that movie where the dogs were in there and she's talking about eat?
Oh, hey, I just thought of something, AD. You remember last week on the corner?
Yeah.
And you asked me at the very end, any final thoughts? And it just dawned on me. I said, I project and predict a Texans upset win in Jacksonville last week.
Yeah. And folks, if you did not go back to last week, whether on the Houston or whether on the AdMax Corner YouTube channel, it's out there. It's either on Facebook, it's out there, and it's also on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. It's out there. At the last party, Edward did say that he predicted it. I'm going, and I sort of thought, I asked him had he been drinking, and it was.
You laughed at me is what you did.
Yeah, I did. I sure did because I mean it was nothing. I didn't say what.
I said, "Who's laughing now?"
Yeah, well, hey, you know what? Caps off to you. My hat is off to you all. My hat is off to you and everybody else because I'm gonna tell you something. I was not expecting this today. I was just hoping that J Stroud was just gonna come out of this ball game still standing. He not only came out standing. He, as you stated, he set a new. I mean, his first 3 ball games starting, and he set an NFL record. For the amount of yards and continuous, passes and everything without an interception. And he's in some rarefied company by I know I saw Warren Moon's name up there, and I know Warren Moon's name stood out emphatically with me and a couple of other. But I mean, this kid, his confidence, and you could see as the game wore on, his confidence, and here's the other thing that I found interesting, and I'm starting to see some maturity. Did you notice as they got to the line of scrimmage and he actually milked that clock down? He didn't start.
Yeah.
The ball wasn't snapped till like about they snapped it under the 5-second red light, and I kept going and he actually got his cadence down. And on a couple of snaps, he got it down to actual one from one going to 0.
Yep.
And I'm going like, to me that showed some maturity. That showed in fact, but like I said, the clock was not their enemy, but was their friend. But they were Jacksonville's enemy, and he like a wily veteran, he walked up there and he milked the clock. And I'm like I say, hey, kudos to the young man today. He showed some remarkable growth, and we kept saying it's coming. They put it all together today, and
good. And you mentioned Warren Moon. I believe he was number 2 on that list.
Yep.
He went 103 passes in his first 3 games without an interception, and CJ has 120 in the first 3 without an interception.
Yeah. I mean, he set a new. In the history of the NFL. Now let for all these cretins out there that just think that the NFL just started. I mean, you talking about the likes of Joe Montana and like Coach. Now, the last say 5 or 6 years, the NFL been throwing the football like it's what day old bread. The way they and the way they done changed the whole bastardized the game with because with the 5-yard no touch rule in the NFL and all the other. Coach, I think they finally making the tackles finally line back up on the line of scrimmage. I think they are right now.
Well, other thing, AD, you're talking about CJ milking the clock. They did something today. Well, number one, they hadn't been in a position to do in the first 2 games.
Correct.
But with their rushing average the first 2 games being rather anemic, they were able to control and run the ball when they were milking the clock and gain yards and pick up first downs. That was exciting to see today.
Derek Singletary today, and like I say, when you look at the overall averages between all those guys, when you look at their average per rush, it's anemic. I mean, you look at it, you sort of go like they barely was scratching 3 yards a carry. But when they really needed to, all of a sudden that offensive line started creating holes, and they started with those 3-yard carries start becoming 5, 6, and 7-yard carries. So those guys had a chance today to sort of inflict some pain on some folks, because the worst thing can happen to a defensive line is when they need to try to create a turnover, and all of a sudden your offensive line can actually sit down, get in the 3-point stand, and fire off and start knocking people off the line of scrimmage. And that's what these 5 guys done today, particularly when they needed to. and they were very proficient and effective today. No, the run game was not anything. Damian Pierce didn't have any, his carries in, nothing to write home about. They pretty much kept him in check, but they picked up yardage in critical times and in critical places within the ball game. Hey, before we get ready, let's go ahead and let's take a word from our sponsor and see what's going on, and then we'll get back and try to wrap this.
Hello, I'm Ken Ross with the Ken Ross Insurance Agency. There are certain things that are important in our lives: our health, our safety, and our loved ones. With over 40 years of experience, I've seen just how important insurance can be. I value the importance of being a part of my community and being there when they need me. Insurance is important everywhere, but being here in South Texas, it is absolutely essential. From flood, home, auto, and life insurance, let the Ken Ross Agency be your agency of choice.
Sir, that's right. The Ken Ross Agency, 281-235-5952. Give him a call. Tell him your guy, Adolphus A.D. Moore, said, give him a call. Elwin can give him a call. He'll run it. If not, he'll find a State Farm agency up there somewhere. He'll find up in Gilman. And he's connected. Trust me. He's been a very successful agent, and I'm pretty sure if he can't write you a policy, he'll find somebody. He's gonna get his cut off with the commission. I can get.
Yeah. Well, interestingly enough, I didn't realize that Ken was State Farm. I've been with State Farm for, oh Lord, since I got a driver's license. So I got State Farm.
Wait a minute. You got a driver's license?
I better have. No, before we get out of here, something we got to talk about.
Okay.
And that is, what does this do for this team with this big win today? I think it gives them much more confidence on defense that, hey, we can hang in there with anybody because, like you said, the Jags were projected to win the division this year.
Correct.
Again. And who knows? They may still. But I think, hey, we can hang with anybody. We can defend anybody. But additionally, what they did offensively, hey, we can move the ball on anybody. And I think that's going to be huge. And I'm going to go on record again right now before we get to the tail end to close and project a Texans victory over the Steelers next week. And I think the reason that that's going to happen, besides the confidence we've already talked about, is it's J.J. Watt Day.
Yeah, and you're right. The next week, J.J. Watt is being inducted into the Texas Ring of Honor. He will be going up there with the late Robert McNair. He'll be going up there with Johnson, Andre Johnson, who's on the ring, and now JJ will go. And so happens that little brother would be there to see his big brother get his name put in the ring. So let's face it, the Pittsburgh Steelers front presents a totally different problems to the offensive line, because after watching them last week, I mean, you just got to get ready. Come on, let's face it. The Steelers are the Steelers.
Yep.
The Steelers are the Steelers. But you know what? You're right. I put it like this: if we can see this defense continue to progress like it has, and continue to horn in the linebacking play today, I thought was absolutely outstanding. I mean, ATN saw the game. He had about 80-some yards rushing, but they kept him in check. Mm-hmm. They kept him in check today. So I honestly think that like I say, enjoy this one for what it's worth. To DeMeco Ryans, your first victory, your first NFL victory. Like I said, would have liked to have been in the dressing room now with them. I'm pretty sure that the players give him his first game ball. He probably wanted to get handed out, but like I said, I handed out my game ball to that offensive line today, because those four unsung guys and Shaq Mason, the only starter that's still there, that's still standing. They rose to the occasion today, because I'm gonna be quite candid with you. I had some real trepidations about was CJ Watt's going to be able to go into Jacksonville and walk out of Jacksonville today. He not only walked out of Jacksonville today, game plan and everything else. They pulled it off today. And like I said, again, the Texans today defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 37-17. And yes, it was just that the score is indicative. That was a major butt kick in there. They kicked butt today. So,
and it was nice, AD, for us to be the one doing the kicking instead of taking it.
Yeah. It's it's almost like it's almost like you walking around with a sign on your back that said "kick me." You don't feel right unless somebody's trying to plant a size 12 up your rectum. But today, the Texans offensively, defensively, and special teams, and Frank Frank Ross, the special teams coordinator today. He had his hand in it today. he had his hand in it all way today. So, hats off to everybody goes around. And so, and again, like I said, if you have not, as we get ready to wrap this up, Cowboys still trailing, right?
Yeah, they
Don't do play by play, because I don't want to call from the NFL.
No, I'm not. They went for it on a 4th down on their previous possession and didn't get the first down at about the 4-yard line. And they ended up getting inside the 10 on the last possession and didn't get the first down and kicked a field goal. And then they gave up a long pass, and Arizona was getting close to scoring a touchdown again. Just crazy. They look today like the Texans looked last week. They look totally lost.
Hey, really? Hey, I got before we get out of here. Alberta. I want to put him on the screen. Alberta was asking, what do you think about the Tennessee Titans? Would Tennessee be 14-2 this year? No. No. Hey, but I thank you for just chiming in, hey, man. Thanks for finding the program, and if enjoy. And Coach, next week they'll be at home, and we'll have I'll have more live interviews right after the game comments, because I will be there. I didn't go on the road this time. I have my reasons for not wanting to go to the state of Florida. I'm not gonna try to make them political, but I made my statement today. In God we trust. It was not getting spent in the state of Florida today. I got enough to deal with the knuckleheads in Austin today. So anyway, that's my.
Hey,
yeah. Alberto, you say thank you, and why? Because I don't see it yet. I don't think the Titans are 14-2, Alberto. I'm just saying, I don't. Let's face it. I think whoever wins this division probably gonna win it with 11 victories, maybe 10, 11 at best.
I think Ken will get it.
Huh? I think whoever wins the AFC South probably can do it with 10 victories. No more than 11. I don't see no more doing it with that. So that's how we look at it. All right, Elwin. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Your final comments. You done already stepped out there and said you with JJ getting inducted. TJ's gonna be there watching his brother's name go up in the Ring of Honor. He's gonna have his family there. La 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 la. And you have a driver's license, and I'm glad of that. So you already called your shots.
Yep.
Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, let me go ahead and say this to some Texans fans. Do not get in front of these Pittsburgh Steelers fans and lip off and think they won't come back at you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give y'all people fair warning now. I've covered this team even when they were the Houston Oilers. Pittsburgh Steelers fans are not to be played with.
No.
That's just like you don't walk up to a pit bull and start, oh, what a cute doggy. Don't do that.
Oh.
Do not do that. I mean, hey, cheer for your team, but don't sit up there and think, you're gonna jump up there and pound your chest and think they won't pound it back in your chest. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm not telling you, hey, defend your home, defend your team, do all that, enjoy. But I'm giving you people fair warning. The black and gold of the Pittsburgh Steelers, those fans, they mean business. Okay? Don't jump in their face and think, I'm at home, bye. You will get carried out of there. Unless like I say, don't be a fool. I've given you fair warning. This has been the Ad Max Corner public service announcement for next week. I'm already giving you fair warning, okay? Elwin, closing points if we get ready to knock it out of the park.
And a great day, and I'm going to have a good week before I see you next Sunday. I'm headed to Las Vegas again tomorrow. I'm doing crowd management Tuesday night for the Vegas Aces' second game of their first-round playoff series at Michelob Ultra Arena on the Luxor property on Tuesday night. And on Wednesday night, I'm working the Vegas Golden Knights' first home preseason hockey game. So I'm going to be sporting all week.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I mean, do they need it? Does the Golden Knights need somebody to, sharpen a blade or something? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm not sure. I mean, if not, heck, we understand. But anyway, folks, again, as we make it a wrap. Hey man, when are you leaving? Tomorrow morning?
Yeah, well, actually, I fly out of Love Field and Dallas. Get
Okay. Okay. Hey man, hey, have a safe one. Be careful out there and enjoy yourself, folks. That's my good friend Elvin Anderson, Gilmer Mirror, 34 years there. He just his 34th year there, and he'll be heading to Vegas. I think you spend more time in Vegas than you do in Gilmer.
No.
I don't know. Feel like it. I think they got your picture out there somewhere, man. Hey, my friend. Hey, take care. Be careful. I'll look to see you at the NRG next week. I think the Beehive will have turned it back over to the NRG by then, because Beehive was there tonight. And so anyway, again, final point: Texans 37, the Jacksonville Jaguars 17. If you have not subscribed to the AdMax Corner on YouTube channel, please do. If you have not subscribed to the Houston Roundball channel, please subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been my pleasure today. It's been fun. We got a chance to talk about a victory today. Hopefully this is one of many for the DeMeco Ryans era. But remember, the Pittsburgh Steelers are coming into town next week. And you know what? Let's take the 24-hour rule on this one. And tomorrow we go back and start looking at film and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, Elvin, be good out there. We'll catch you later, my friend. And we are out. You're out. I'm out. And as we stated, folks, it's been a good one. The Texans, again, 37-17. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe again to the AdMax Corner YouTube channel. Just hit that subscription button there. If you're over on the Houston Roundball Review, hit the subscription. Go to both of them and subscribe to them, folks. We need it. Remember, the Houston Roundball Review channel has had since its inception, we've had over 4 million views. I'm trying to catch up. It's going to be a long time for me to catch up. But anyway, you know what? If y'all go ahead and tell your friends and everything, just subscribe and come in and view it. And even if you catch it during the middle of the week, it's out there on the YouTube channel. Catch it during the middle of the week. And we'll be back next week. I'll probably be coming from NRG Stadium after hopefully another Texan victory. Maybe they can even it up. No, it won't be even up. They'll be 1-2. Yeah, they could be 2-2. They very well could be. They will be even up 2-2. But again, this is your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore. Again, as the Houston Texans 37, the Jacksonville Jaguars 17. They bring home the victory from Jacksonville, Florida today. Ladies and gentlemen, I am out and we are done. Have a good one, folks. Ciao.